This next chapter is called the Audiovisual Part Two. The Nightline show had done a follow up story on Maury, partly because the reception of the first show had been so strong. This time, when the cameraman and producer came through the door, they already felt like family, and Koppel himself was noticeably warmer. There was no feeling out process, no interview before the interview. As warm up, Koppel and Maury exchanged stories about their childhood backgrounds. Koppel spoke of growing up in England, and Maury spoke of growing up in the Bronx. Maury wore a long sleeve blue short shirt. He was almost always chilly, even when it was 90 degrees outside. But Koppel removed his jacket and did the interview in shirt and tie. It was as if Maury were breaking him down one layer at a time. You look fine, Koppel said when the tape began to roll. That's what everybody tells me, Maury said. You sound fine. That's what everybody tells me. So how do you know that things are going downhill? Maury sighed. Nobody can know it but me, Ted, but I know it. And as he spoke, it became obvious. He was not waving his hands to make a point as freely as he did in their first conversation. He had trouble pronouncing certain words. The L sound seemed to get caught in his throat. In a few more months, he might no longer be able to speak. Here's how my emotions go, Maury told Koppel. When I have people and friends here, I'm very up. The loving relationship maintains me. But there are days when I'm depressed. Let me not deceive you. I see certain things and I feel a sense of dread. What am I going to do without my hands? What happens when I can't speak? Swallowing. I don't care so much, so they feed me through a tube. So what? But my voice, my hands, they're such essential parts of me. I talk with my voice. I gesture with my hands. This is how I give to people. How will you give to people when you no longer speak? Koppel asked. Maury shrugged. Maybe I'll have everyone ask me yes or no questions. It was such a simple answer that Koppel had to smile. He asked Maury about silence. He mentioned a dear friend Maury had, Maureen Stein, who had first sent Maury's aphorisms to the Boston Globe. They had been together at Brandeis since the early 60s. Now Stein was going deaf. Koppel imagined the two men together one day, one unable to speak and the other unable to hear. What would that be like? We'll hold hands, Maury said, and there will be a lot of love passing between us. Ted, we've had 35 years of friendship. You don't need speech or hearing to feel that. Before the show ended, Maury read Koppel one of the letters he'd received. Since the first Nightline program, there had been a great deal of mail. One particular letter came from a school teacher in Pennsylvania who taught a special class of 9 children. Every child in the class had suffered the death of a parent. Here's what I sent back to her, Maury told Koppel, perching his glasses gingerly on his nose and ears. Dear Barbara, I was very moved by the letter. I feel that the work you have done with those children who have lost a parent is very important. I have lost a parent in an early age, too. Suddenly, with the camera still humming, Maury adjusted his glasses. He stopped, bit his lip, and began to choke up. Tears fell down his nose. I lost my mother when I was a child, and it was quite a blow to me. I wish I'd grown up. I wish I'd had a group like yours where I would have been able to talk about my sorrows. I would have joined the group because his voice cracked, because I was so lonely. Maury, Koppel said, that was 70 years ago that your mother died. The pain still goes on? You bet, Maury whispered.